In the As Beautiful as You, the complex relationship between Chi-ting, played by Songyun, and Han-ding, played by Xu Kai, takes a thrilling turn, leaving viewers captivated by the drama and emotions that unfold. The intensity of their connection is undeniable, especially after a passionate night together that neither of them saw coming. But the question that remains is, did Chi-ting flee the morning after, overwhelmed by her emotions? This leads us to an unforgettable sequence of events where love, confusion, and self-doubt collide, creating an atmosphere thick with tension and unspoken feelings. Let's dive deeper into the story, exploring every twist and turn of their journey together. Chi-ting's birthday seemed like it would be an ordinary celebration. Little did she know that it would turn into a night that would change her life forever. Han-ding, a man of charm and meticulous attention to detail, had planned the perfect evening to celebrate her special day. Not only did he time his birthday wish to perfection, delivering it exactly at midnight, but he also went the extra mile by preparing a thoughtful and meaningful gift. He didn't just stop there. He made sure to spend the last moments of her birthday together, marking the day with a sense of warmth and affection. It was a beautiful, romantic gesture that set the tone for the evening. But as the evening wore on, something unexpected happened. The chemistry between Han-ding and Chi-ting, which had always been simmering under the surface, ignited. With the combination of laughter, shared moments, and perhaps a little too much wine, their emotions overwhelmed them. The connection between them deepened in a way neither could have anticipated. That night, they shared an intimate experience that felt like a natural progression of their closeness. The passion and tenderness they shared were undeniable, leaving both of them in a whirlwind of emotions. The next morning, Chi-ting woke up with a mix of emotions. She was happy, yes, but there was also a sense of embarrassment that lingered. The memories of the previous night flooded her mind, and she couldn't help but feel a little self-conscious about what had transpired. As she lay in bed, she realized that she wasn't quite sure how to handle the aftermath of their passionate night. The connection was clear, but what did it mean? And where did they go from here? Just as she was contemplating these thoughts, Han-ding became distracted by a phone call, giving her the perfect opportunity to slip out unnoticed. In a flurry of nerves, she quietly gathered her things and made her way to the door. But fate had other plans. As she stepped out, she unexpectedly bumped into Han-ding's assistant, standing right there in front of her. It was the last person she wanted to encounter at that moment. The assistant, with a sharp eye and a quick mind, immediately sensed something wasn't quite right. Chi-ting, flustered and caught off guard, quickly made up an excuse, telling the assistant she was in a rush. But even without saying a word, the assistant had likely pieced together the situation. The look on Chi-ting's face and the fact that she was leaving so early from Han-ding's apartment told a story that words couldn't. After her hasty exit, Chi-ting tried to shake off the awkwardness as she made her way to work. But her attempts to regain normalcy were thwarted when she unexpectedly ran into her best friend. Her friend, perceptive as ever, immediately noticed that something was off. Without skipping a beat, she guessed why Chi-ting hadn't returned home the night before. "So, you spent the night at Han-ding's place, didn't you?" her friend asked, a knowing smile on her face. Caught off guard but unable to lie, Chi-ting confessed the truth. Her mind was racing, trying to figure out what exactly had happened between her and Han-ding. She had always enjoyed his company, but now things had escalated to a level she wasn't entirely prepared for. "What do you think this means? What are we now?" Chi-ting asked her friend, seeking advice. Her friend, in her usual straightforward manner, answered without hesitation. "You're in a relationship now, that's what it means. You're his girlfriend." The simplicity of her response left Chi-ting even more confused. Despite everything that had happened, she still couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. Han-ding had never actually told her that he liked her, so how could she be sure they were in a relationship? Her friend, sensing Chi-ting's doubts, sighed deeply. "It's obvious to everyone around you that Han-ding has feelings for you. The only person who hasn't realized it is you." The words hit Chi-ting hard, as if a light had suddenly been switched on. How had she missed the signs? Was she really so oblivious to Han-ding's feelings for her? As Chi-ting processed everything her friend had said, a deep sense of uncertainty settled in her chest. She had only recently ended a long-term relationship, and the emotional scars were still fresh. The pain of her past lingered, making her hesitant to dive into something new, even with someone as kind and attentive as Han Ding. Her friend, ever the supportive one, urged her not to rush things. "Take your time," she advised. "You don't have to jump into anything right now. Just gå visse flow." But Chi Ting found herself struggling to follow this advice. Her emotions were conflicted. While she clearly felt something for Han Ding, she couldn't shake the fear of moving too quickly. How could she trust herself to make the right decision after everything that had happened with her ex? The uncertainty made her feel even more lost and confused. Meanwhile, Han Ding was also feeling the effects of the previous night. Since their intimate encounter, he had noticed Chi Ting's strange behavior. Her avoidance, her hesitance, and her reluctance to engage with him the way she had before. This left him perplexed and unsure of how to proceed. He couldn't help but wonder what was going through her mind. It was clear to him that Chi Ting wasn't the type of person to hide her feelings for long, so his confusion grew as days passed without her reaching out. He found himself replaying every interaction they had shared, trying to decode her every word and gesture, searching for signs he may have missed. The deeper he delved into his thoughts, the more convinced he became that Chi Ting was struggling with something far more profound than just simple embarrassment. Han Ding began to wonder if she was carrying the weight of unresolved emotional baggage from her past. During a casual conversation with a close friend, he vented his frustration. "Why is it so hard to understand what's going on with women?" he asked, clearly exasperated. His friend, always quick to read between the lines, immediately understood what Han Ding was referring to. "Chi Ting is a simple girl," his friend explained. "After taking things to the next level, she's bound to feel shy and unsure. You have to give her space to process everything. Don't rush her." This advice seemed to make sense to Han Ding, but he still couldn't shake the feeling that things were progressing too slowly. His heart was pulling him in one direction, wanting to be with Chi Ting, while his mind tried to make sense of the quiet, lingering distance between them. He wanted to take their relationship further, but how could he when Chi Ting seemed so distant, lost in her own thoughts? Han Ding had always been a patient man, but this uncertainty was a challenge, one that he was not sure how to overcome. As the story continues, the road ahead for Chi Ting and Han Ding remains unclear. Both characters are navigating a sea of confusion, uncertainty, and raw emotions. Chi Ting, still reeling from her past heartbreak, is hesitant to open her heart fully to Han Ding, despite their undeniable connection. Her past relationship had left scars that ran deeper than she had initially realized, and every time she considered moving forward with Han Ding, memories of her ex resurfaced, making her question her readiness for love again. This inner conflict within Chi Ting adds a layer of emotional depth to her character. It's not simply a matter of choosing to love Han Ding, there's a real fear of vulnerability and rejection that holds her back. The love between them is evident, yet Chi Ting's doubts about whether she's truly healed from her past keep her from embracing the future. Han Ding, on the other hand, is trying to figure out how to break through her walls and make her see the feelings he's had for her all along. He doesn't understand why she keeps pulling away, and it frustrates him. However, he respects her boundaries, and his patience continues to shine through, even though the waiting game is taking its toll. The audience is left wondering how these two will navigate their internal struggles and whether they will find a way to build the trust needed to truly be together. Will Chi Ting finally embrace the love that's clearly blossoming between them, or will her fears and insecurities continue to hold her back? The tension in their dynamic creates an irresistible pull, keeping the audience eagerly awaiting the next twist in their evolving love story. If you enjoyed this deep dive into As Beautiful as You, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below. What do you think will happen next with Chi Ting and Han Ding? Do you think Chi Ting will finally come to terms with her feelings? Let's discuss in the comments.